ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णया कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुसे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नस्तप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी। हरे कृष्णा. So we would like to welcome you for our Shrimad Bhagavatam class, systematic studies of Shrimad Bhagavatam for children. Today is lesson number 9, process of realizing absolute truth. So far, we have covered 10 verses of this second chapter of Shrimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, in which we have learned that Sut Goswami was very, very happy with the questions asked by the sages, and he expressed his heartily gratitude to them. Then he offered his respectful obeisances to his Siksha Guru, Sukdev Goswami, and also he glorified him. Then he offered obeisances to the four personalities. Following the Vedic tradition, he paid obeisances to Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nar Narayan, who are supermost human being, and Mother Saraswati, who is goddess of learning, and also the author of Shrimad Bhagavatam, who is Srila Vyasadeva. Okay. Then in text 6 and 7, Sutta Goswami answered the questions of sages, question 1 and 2. So we see that also, we learn about that. Then verses 8, 9, and 10, that describes about occupational dharma, means what kind of occupational one should perform, what is the purpose of occupational duty, and finally the selection of duties which will lead us to bhakti. So these are the three things mentioned in text 8, 9, and 10. So in which it is said that the what kind of occupation means the occupation which will provoke attraction to Krishna, and the purpose was to gain ultimate liberation, and the selection of the occupational duty will be which will be to inquire about the absolute truth. So now today we will begin with text 11 here, 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, so I will recite the verse and explain it to you, and then we'll go further that way. Vadanti tattva tadvidvas tattvam yadjnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti sabdyate. So in this verse, basically from 11 to 15, these 5 verses that we are going to do today, we will learn about the process of realizing absolute truth. So we learn what is absolute truth in the first verse of Shrimad Bhagavatam, Janmadiyasya yata, where it says that Satyam Param Dhimahi. Absolute truth is no other than Lord Sri Krishna, because he is Param Satya. He is supreme truth. That is Lord Sri Krishna. So our aim in today's lesson is to know the process of realizing absolute truth, means Lord Sri Krishna. Now, how the learned people look at it. The learned people understand this one absolute truth, means Krishna, in 3 different phases. Okay, so you have to remember 3 different phases of absolute truth. They are number 1, Brahman, number 2, Paramatma, and number 3, Bhagavan. So some people look at as Brahman, some Paramatma, some Bhagavan. We will see that in detail how it does. Now I'll explain you this term a little bit. Brahman means effulgence, means light coming out from the Lord's body. Just like from sun, the sun rays coming out, that is we call effulgence, So this effulgence, Brahman aspect of the total realization of the God is nothing but the effulgence or the light coming out from the Lord's body. Okay. The second level is Paramatma, which is partial representation of the absolute truth. And then the third one, Bhagavan, that is the complete realization of the absolute truth. Now, someone may perceive this substance, means this absolute truth, as it is said here, absolute truth, differently according to how they perceive it. For an example, one who approaches through Gyan process, means knowledge, one who try to speculate something, that how is God should be, it should be like this, it should be like this. So if one who wants to analyze it through his knowledge, limited knowledge, he may not have complete knowledge. So these people will realize up to Brahman level. Okay, and the one who approaches it through yoga system. Yoga means yogic process, like following 8 limbs of bhakti. Sorry, not bhakti, 8 limbs of Ashtanga yoga process, which is called yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. The yogi, they go through these 8 limbs of yogic process. So to realize Paramatma, second level, second feature of absolute truth, that they can see Lord in their heart as a Paramatma, super soul. Okay. And then the third level, one who approaches it through bhakti. Bhakti means devotional service to Krishna. They are they see the absolute truth as Bhagavan. Bhagavan, in a sense, means complete. Sri Krishna, the body, two-handed form, body, playing flute, So devotional service, people who does that devotional service will realize him as Bhagavan. Now let us understand what is Bhagavan means. So we will know if you have to find out who Bhagavan is, because some people may claim that he is Bhagavan, but let us learn the definition of Bhagavan. Okay. So Jiva Goswami, our one of predecessor Acharya, says that Bha means Bharta. Bharta means maintainer, one who maintains us. So, or one who nourishes us. So that is Bha. Ga means the leader of the devotees. Okay. And Va means Vasati, like reside. So, because the all material element and all living entities, they reside in the Lord. And Lord also reside in the living entity as a super soul, Paramatma, in the heart. And that is why he is addressed as the syllable Va. So this shows the quality of Lord, Ba, Ga, and Va. But Parasar Muni, who is the father of Srila Vyasdev, he defines like this: Bhaga. Bhaga means opulence. Okay. So there are 6 opulences. We have learned that verse. You should know that by now. Aishwaryasya samagrasya. Right. Yasasa sriya. So these are 6 opulences mentioned in Vishnu Purana. So that's why this important verse I have told you to memorize it. So it has the 6 opulences, and you should know by now that they are wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. These are the 6 opulences. Okay, I will repeat them: wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. So, and Van, so this is the meaning of Van. Bhaga means opulence, and Van means one who possesses. For example, if somebody possesses a lot of money, we will say Dhanavan. Or somebody have a good qualities, we say Gunavan, like that. So this is Bhagavan, means one who possesses the 6 opulences in fullest extent. That is called Bhagavan. Okay. So this is the meaning of Bhagavan. Thus Krishna, only if you check this requirement, only Krishna will qualify to be Bhagavan, not anyone else. Okay. So thus Krishna is known as Bhagavan because he possesses all opulences in full, as well as the qualities that we discussed, Bha, Ga, and Va. Bha means Bharta, maintainer. Ga means leader, the devotee. And Va means he lives in devotee's heart, and also everything lives in the Lord also. Now, those who are perfect seers, means those who can see perfectly of absolute truth, know well that these 3 features, which are Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, of the one absolute truth, are different perspective views seen from different angle of vision. So that is what it is. For example, some people say, if let's say there are three blind men, okay, I'll just give you a little bit small story about it. Three blind men, and there was one elephant. Okay, so those three blind men, or maybe blindfolded, they are told that, okay, you touch this, they didn't say elephant, but you touch this thing and you tell us or you describe what it is. So the person who touched the feet, so they describe differently than one who touches the body and who touches the head, because they have different perceptions like that. So it depends on the perspective of the person who looks at it. Now, the Bhagavan feature is the complete manifestation of the Supreme Lord. And other two features like Brahman and Paramatma, they are partial understanding of Lord's actual feature. They understood partially but not completely. So the conclusion here is that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is the ultimate source of all other forms of Bhagavan. Okay. Now, let us see then. Now we know what is absolute truth. So the next, our mission is to know or to find out how can we realize absolute truth, which is explained in the next verse. So we'll go to the next one and we will find out that how it explains. That means this verse explains how one can realize it. Okay, so that verse is Tad Sraddhana Munayo Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya Pashyanti Atmani Cha Atmanam Bhaktya Sruta Gruhitaya. It means seriously inquisitive. Sraddhana means one who is seriously inquisitive. Munaya means sages or the students also. Well equipped with knowledge and detachment. Gyan is knowledge, Vairagya is detachment. So, in this verse, it is explained that inquisitive student or sage, those who are equipped with knowledge and detachment, means one who have knowledge and detachment, realizes the absolute truth. How? That is given in the last line. By rendering devotional service. Okay, in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Shruti. Means he has performed devotional service according to the scripture. Okay, so basically this verse explains how one can realize the absolute truth and who are those persons. So that is given in the first line. Those are seriously inquisitive sages. Okay, and this says that the seriously inquisitive sages or students who are well equipped with knowledge and detachment realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service to the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because in this material world, we find there are 4 different types of human being. How many? 4 of them. I will tell you who they are. There are 4 types of human being. One type is karmis, means fruitive activities they do for fruitive gain. Second type is jnani, means one who try to find out knowledge or absolute truth based on his knowledge. Third one is yogi, and fourth one is devotee. So these are the four types or four kinds of different types of human being. Now, out of that, karmi means one who believe in karma and doing fruitive activity. They work for some gain. They are materialistic. Okay. And other three, that means jnani, yogi, and devotee, they fall under the category of transcendentalist. What is transcendentalist means? Means they are seeker of absolute truth. So out of four types of human being, only three types are looking for absolute truth. Okay. One of them is jnani, yogi, and third one is devotee. Karmi, they do not care about finding out what is absolute truth. So now the first class devotee, the devotee is considered to be first class. Why? Because they realize Supreme Bhagavan. That is that capacity on that level. The devotees are first class who realize the Supreme Person as Bhagavan. And yogis are second class who realize partially, that is Paramatma. And the Jnanis are third class people who realize effulgence of the Lord, which is Brahman. So the conclusion is that the three aspects of absolute truth, which is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, can only be realized by bhakti. So how we can realize? So in the previous verse, we know what is absolute truth is. Then this verse tells us how we can realize it. So the answer is only by bhakti. Now, while this verse indicates to perform bhakti in order to realize absolute truth by performance of bhakti, the Lord will be pleased. So in the next verse, now it mentions that the only purpose of this Varnasam Dharma is to please Supreme Lord. So that we will learn in text 13, where it says that, okay, so Atah Pumbira Dvija Srestha Varnasram Vibhagasah Swanusthis Swanusthistasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. That means, best among the twice born. So he's addressing the Dvija Srestha. Dvija is Brahman, twice born. Dvija, we learned that. Dvija. Ja means to take birth. Dvi means two. One who takes two times birth is called Dvija, twice birth. Srestha means best among the twice born. So, means they are addressing the Saunakarusi there, because Saunakarusi is the leader of all sages. So Suta Goswami is answering, and he is addressing him as a best among twice born. And he gives the conclusion. It is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to the caste division and orders of life is to please the personality of Godhead. Which means this verse mentions that the only purpose of Varna and Ashram, here is Varnashram system is mentioned, Varnashram. So I will explain that in a little bit. So the purpose of Varnashram Dharma is to please Supreme Lord, because everyone is engaged in certain kind of activity. So the Varna and Ashram system, I have explained that before also a little bit, but these are, Varna means four Varnas in this society, means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. Okay. Now, sometimes they are also compared with the bodily part. For example, Brahmins are categorized as a head, means because they are intelligent. They study Vedas and they patan means they study Veda themselves and they give the benefit of that what they have studied to the society people. So they are compared with the head. The Kshatriya, which is protector, they are compared with the arms of our hands of the body. And the Vaisyas, they are compared with the belly, you know. So because they maintain all these three classes, like they are farmers or mercantile or businessmen, tradesmen, those are Vaisyas. And then Sudras are laborer class. Okay. So these are the four Varnas in the society. Okay. And then the four ashram, they are for spiritual advancement. And they are beginning from Brahmacharya, then Grahastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas order. Okay. So in society, we see that some people are celibate student life. You can say Brahmacharya means student life, then the family life, Grahastha, and then retired life, Vanprastha. And then if they want to gain spiritual advancement, they take sannyas, because the sannyas also has other classes to advance in their spiritual endeavor. So this is the system of Varna Ashram, and it is required in the society. Varna Ashram system is required for the human society to keep peace and prosperity. Without keeping this system, uh, the society will not be in peaceful condition. Then following Varnashram system is the first step toward the progress of spiritual life. If you want to advance in spiritual life, you have to make sure that you follow this Varnashram Dharma. According to this Shastra, all the rules and regulations for Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra are given, what they should do, what they should not do, like that. And Bhagavan himself says, Varnashram Dharma is quite natural for the civilized life, and it is created by Lord himself to enable one to realize the absolute truth. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna telling that Chaturvarna Maya Srustam Guna Karma Vibhagasaha. He's saying that these four Varna and four Ashram, they are created by me for the benefit of the society. And what is the base on that? Based on Guna and Karma. Guna means quality. Depending on the quality of the people and depending on the activity they do, okay, these systems are defined. Because the Brahman has a different duty, Kshatriya has a different duty, and they have a different quality according. Because Kshatriya has a Veer Ras, like Sival Ras, mellow, and Brahman is very compassionate, calm, and Vaishya and Sudra, they have their own particular quality by which they will be known. Then the highest perfection of the Varnashram Dharma is to cooperate jointly for the satisfaction of the Lord. So it is mentioned in this verse basically that Varna and Ashram, you have to remember 4 Varna and 4 Ashram. Okay, Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. Okay, now we'll go to the next one where the text 14 will tell us that Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavan Satvatam Patihi Srotavyah Kirtitavyascha Deyah Pujyascha Niyata. So the translation is therefore. Tasmad means therefore. Okay, with one pointed attention. Ekena by one. Manasa, attention of the mind. Bhagavan means the personality of Godhead. Therefore, with one pointed attention, one should constantly, what he should do? Hear about, glorify, remember, and worship. Who? Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is the protector of the devotees. Satvatam Patihi means, Satvatam means devotee, Patihi means protector. So this is the conclusion is given here in text 14, what we have learned so far, 11, 12, and 13. So we learned from the previous verses that the realization of the absolute truth, who is Krishna, is the ultimate aim or ultimate goal of life. Okay? Therefore, to fulfill that goal, what is the goal? The ultimate goal is uh, to realize absolute truth. Okay. Now, what should be done? What should we do to realize? That is given in this verse, and and these are the four processes that is mentioned here. Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagwan satvatam patihi srotavyah means hearing. Kirtitavyasya means glorifying. Dheya means you have to remember him, and nityada and puja means worship. So it is mentioned here that this verse suggests four processes uh, in order to realize absolute truth. What are these four processes? You have to remember them. Glorify, you have to glorify the Lord, you have to hear about Lord, you have to remember him, and you have to worship him. So glorifying, hearing, remembering, worshiping the Supreme Lord Krishna. Okay, these are the four processes that you have to follow to realize absolute truth, means to know who Krishna is. Okay, so why? Because he is Satvatam Patihi. It is said here in the second line, Satvatam Patihi. Satvatam means devotee and Patihi means protector. He is the protector of the devotees. Therefore, all activities should be centered on Krishna, which will help one to attain perfection in the human form of life. So then let us see how one should attain perfection in human form of life. Because this verse is very important in that sense, because it says tasmar ekena manasa. So Suta Goswami says that the essence is that all activities should be centered on Krishna. In other words, whatever you do, but you add Krishna in your life. That is what it is required. So, what you do, having Krishna in your life, then if we always hear about Krishna, if we always talk about Krishna, if we remember him, worship him, and always serve his dear devotee, that is another thing. Lord Krishna will be very pleased if you serve his devotee. We will begin to feel something very, very special happening in our heart. Our heart will be joyful. We will begin to feel, oh, I love Krishna now. I just want to serve him always. All I want to hear his glories and his messages. At that moment, Lord Krishna, who resides in everyone's heart as the super soul, will clean our heart of all impurities and unwanted desires. So this is the benefit of following this four process: hearing about him, remembering him, glorifying him, worshiping him. Will get to this point that because he lives in our heart, he will, whatever impurities we have, whatever sinful activities we have done in the past life or even in this life up to this time, he will clean it out. So the conclusion is that Krishna should be the object of everyone's glorification. All people according to their position, like Varna Ashram system we have described, can focus the mind on Krishna, chanting Krishna's names, can easily focus mind on Krishna. Krishna, uh, because Krishna invested his holy name with all his potencies, and there are no restrictions in chanting the holy name of the Lord. When he left this planet, he put all his energies into the holy name. So the effect of chanting the holy name is also described in the Shastra, where it says that just like a rising sun, when the sun rises, immediately darkness disappears. Similarly, okay, when we chant the holy name, okay, it dissipates, means it removes all the reactions of our past lives, sinful activities will be gone, because holy name is very, very auspicious. That is why chanting is recommended here, you know, because it is says, Maduram Madure Biopi, Mangalam Mangale Biopi, Pavanam Pavane Biopi, Harir Nama Eva Kevalam. We have learned one verse, Harir Nama Kevalam. That is why that verse is very important to for you to memorize, because it is very auspicious, it is very sweet, and it is very pure, you know. So there is no difference between Krishna and his name, you know. And because in Padma Puran, it is says this Nam Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Puruna Suddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nam, So holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benediction. It is the reservoir of pleasure. Krishna's name is complete. It is no less powerful than Lord Krishna himself. Krishna's name is not contaminated with material qualities. Therefore, Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. So, therefore, one should, okay, attain perfection in the human form of life. Why in the human form of life? Because the human life is difficult to achieve. Once you lose it, if you do not use it, human life properly for the realizing absolute truth, then there is a risk of you go to the lower species of life, because there are, Brahma created 8.4 million species, and there are 6 divisions of this species. One of them is like you may become fish, aquatic animals are there. I mean, there are some aquatics, there are some reptiles, there are some birds, there are some animals, and then human beings. These are the 6 types of species Brahma created. What are they? I will repeat them. Aquatics like fish, reptile like insect and scenes, and some are immovable, which is plant and trees. They also have a soul, and birds which fly in the sky, and different kinds of animals that we see, horse, lion, deer, etc., and the human being. So if we do not get perfection in this human life, then we will get one of these inferior species, So that is why it is very necessary that we should uh, realize absolute truth in the human form of life. Because God has given this precious life. It is a gift. The human body is a gift from the God. We have to utilize it to get uh, to know him, to know Krishna, So the conclusion basically is that we have to make our human life perfect. And here Sut Goswami advises in this verse that with one pointed attention, one should always hear about, glorify, remember, and worship Lord Krishna, who is protector of the devotees. Sattvatam Patihi, he Sattvatam Patihi. Okay. Okay. And why we are saying that? Because there are so many examples that Lord has protected. One say, why should I, so here there are some examples in the history that he protected Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of his mother. Prahlad Maharaj, a born devotee, his father was demon, Hiranyakasipu. He was trying to kill him because Vishnu is enemy of Hiranyakasipu. And Prahlad was always chanting Vishnu's name, Lord's name. So Prahlad became enemy to his father. His father tried to kill Prahlad so many times, but Lord saved him. Similarly, Ambrish Maharaj, Elephant Gajendra, there are so many. Haridas Thakur, Pandavas, Draupadi, So these are the some examples of the devotees that is protected by Krishna, So if we develop uh, love for Krishna, he will also protect us, So these devotees have protected their human form of life by chanting the God's name, by hearing about Krishna, by remembering him, by worshipping him, you know. So by hearing about Krishna, also Rukmani, decided to marry Krishna, just only hearing about him. So, and this is also the Yuga Dharma. So the chanting is very important in that way. So now we will take the last verse and then we will go for question answer session. Okay, so this is the today's last verse that we're gonna do about what it says. This verse explains how one can remove the karmic reaction. Okay, because we all have karmic reaction. Karmic reactions means the result of activities, sinful activities that may have done in the previous lives, all and on in this life. So it says here, yad anudhasina yuktaha karma granthi nibandhanam chindanti kovidasya tasya kona kuryat katharatim. So what is the meaning of this? It says, with sword in hand, intelligent man cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, that is karma. The English word for karma is reactionary work. Reactionary work means the whatever sinful activity we have done, there is a reaction. Any activity you do, there will be a reaction. Okay, so I don't know why these people, who is doing this kind of thing. Okay, so with sword in hand, intelligent man cut through binding knots. Okay, so this verse explains about how one can remove the karmic reaction that bind him to this world. Because in this world, he is bound by the three modes of nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance, because of his sinful activity that he has done. So our karma is born of actions performed in this and previous lives. So this karma is compared to knots. Okay. So, and that bind us to this material world. Now these knots can be removed or it can be cut by the sharp sword. What is the sword now? The analogy is given that sword is remembering of Krishna. Remembering of Krishna means chanting of Krishna. When you chant the holy name, all this reactionary, work will be cut through. That is how it is given. So, Jiva Goswami comments that meditation on Krishna is compared to a sword. And how you meditate on Krishna? By chanting his holy name. And the more you chant, the more you will be purified. Because therefore, any sensible man, okay, any intelligent person with a poor fund of knowledge must constantly remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead by hearing about him, by glorifying him, by remembering him, and by worshipping him. Okay, because the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, by the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, followed this process. Okay, and by following that process, they became perfect, and they wrote literature, transcendental science for our benefit, and that is the benefit that we are getting now, because they have wrote so much literature, and Prabhupada had made it so easy because he translated them into English. So now the whole world can take benefit of this thing. So I will just briefly sum up what we have covered today in these 5 verses. In the beginning, we have covered that there are 3 phases of absolute truth, which is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Then we also learn about how one can realize absolute truth. The simple answer for that is by rendering devotional service to Krishna. And we also learn about there are 4 types of human being, okay, and they are karmi, jnani, yogi, and devotee. Who are they? One category is karmi, another is jnani, another third one is yogi, and the fourth one is devotee. Then we talked about varnashram system. There are 4 varna and 4 ashram. So you should know by now 4 varna are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and 4 ashrams are Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. Okay. So these are the things that we have learned today and their activities and so forth. And we also pointed out that the only duty of these people who follow Varnashram Dharma is to worship Krishna. And then we also, the one important verse that we learn about that gives the 4 processes of realizing absolute truth. And these 4 processes are hearing, glorifying, remembering, and worshiping. Okay. And there is a one sword that we learn about how one can remove the karmic reaction only by remembrance of Krishna, means chanting of the holy name. So basically, in short, this is all we have covered in 5 verses today. If you have any questions, I will take briefly, and then we will go to your game, Kahoot game. Okay. So if you have any questions, I will take the screen off, and then you can ask your questions. Whoever have questions, Mataji will tell you, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions before you go to your Kahoot game.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class. So I request to all the participants here who have any question, any realizations, please raise your hand. So we will take one by one. The first one is Namini. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, can you repeat the 4 types of human beings again?
Yes, one type is karmi, second one is jnani, yogi, and devotee.
Thank you.
So karmi you can translate into English like fruitive worker. Jnani means one who are getting knowledge by knowledge. Yogi is a very common word, probably you know that yogi, and devotee is bhakti. Okay. Anybody else?
Thank you,
Any?
Namini. The next one is Nehashri. Please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So
Hare
my
Krishna.
first question is, what does sanctified food mean?
What is it? You're breaking up.
What does sanctified food mean?
Sanctified food means? Is that what you are?
Yes.
Sanctified food. Okay.
Yes.
Sanctified means pure food. So when we offer to the Lord, the food becomes sanctified. Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Sanctified means pure. And also, it's like a devotional. Means, when you offer, before you offer, it is called bhoga. Whatever you have prepared for the Lord in kitchen, it is called bhoga. But when you offer to the Lord, it becomes sanctified food, or it becomes prasadam, you can say. Okay.
Okay. So my second question is, Varnashram, in which age a human is
Yeah, your microphone, yeah, you're breaking up, Neha.
Prabhuji, her question is, which age we go for Vanaprastha?
What is it?
Her question is, what is the age when we go to Vanaprastha, right?
Oh, what is the age when you go to one? Yeah, after 50.
Nehashri,
yeah.
After
Yeah, I got answer.
after
So
50.
my next question. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, after 50. So my last question is, so the three Murtis are Shiva, Brahman, Lord Vishnu. So, do they come under Lord Krishna or are they separate?
Yeah, the Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, they are expansion of Krishna. Krishna takes the material mode, which is goodness, passion, and ignorance, to, to function. So they can function in this material world. Because Krishna is pure, spiritual. So he has to adapt. So he takes like a mode of passion, so it becomes Brahma. When he adapts mode of ignorance, become Lord Shiva. When he adapts mode of goodness, becomes Lord Vishnu. Okay, so Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, they are qualitative incarnation of Lord Krishna. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
When
Okay.
they assume
Thank you.
particular mode, they become like that.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Nehashri. The next is Jyotsna. Please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My question is, what are the four asnas and ashrams?
Four varnas are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaisya, and Shudra.
And what are the four ashrams?
Four ashrams are Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. So in English, if you want to know, you can say Brahmacharya is celibate life, then family life, Grahastha is, and then Vanprastha is retired life, and then the Sannyas is renounced order of life. If you want to know in English term, okay?
Okay, thank you Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
But
you.
you also need to get familiar with these Vedic terms also, you know. That's what I'm keep telling those words. But for your information, there are English words also for that, like I told you.
Thank you, Jyotsna. The next one is Vishita.
Um, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So my question is, you said Brahma makes a lot of um living things, right? He makes plants. He makes plants and human body. He's basically the one who creates the living things, right?
Yeah, he manufactures the bodies. Okay, the
Okay.
soul, the Lord gives the ingredient, and he shapes different bodies. Okay, to so that soul can inhabit that according to their karma.
Okay. So for when if in the next, for example, if we don't go to the spiritual world,
Mhm.
when we die,
Yeah.
is it like and we go to a lower body than the human body, um
Mhm.
will we ever get up to the human body again?
Yes, you will, because it is a revolutionary cycle. So you get a lower body because of whatever activities you have done. Based on that, you get a lower body. But then there is a quota for that. So in lower body, you will not make any sinful activity, you know, because it naturally evolves. And then finally, but it takes, because there are like 8.4 million species. Okay, so many types of body, 6 types of bodies, but there are 8.4 million species total. So then you have to wonder depending on your karma. Now everybody is different, right? So some people may go to certain way and then come back to human life. Some may even come, will not go to even human life. I mean, will not go to even lower life. They will come to human body also, depending on how we perform activities in our life and how we have performed our activities in the past life. So
Okay.
we learn a good lesson today that to eradicate that, we have to worship Krishna, we have to remember Krishna, we have to chant his holy name. That will help us to eradicate our past sinful reactions.
Okay. So my next question is, This question is not related to what we learned today. It's related to what we learned a long time ago.
Okay.
So Brahma was born from Vishnu, right?
Yes. Lord
Um.
Brahma is born from Garbhodakshai Vishnu.
Okay. So my question from that is, how did Vishnu, how did Brahma come out of Vishnu? Like, aren't like boys, men aren't supposed to get the
Yeah.
babies, right?
Yeah. The
How did
Brahma,
Brahma get?
we will learn that toward the end of this chapter. So maybe next week, Thursday, we will learn about the creation, material world creation. At that time, I will show you something. So how Krishna expand himself, and first of all, he assumes this three form, uh, Karanodakshai Vishnu, then Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Kshirodakshai Vishnu. So in Garbhodakshai Vishnu, from his navel, the lotus flower comes. On that lotus flower, Brahma borns. Okay.
Okay.
So
Um.
yeah, we'll go through that in detail when we come to that subject next week.
Okay. So my next question is like, can you please press go to present mode and show the slides?
Which slide? You mean the
I'll tell you when you
the verse that we are doing?
like the slokas.
Slokas. Okay. Okay, let me go
I'll
there.
tell you which sloka.
Okay. All right. So I'm here. Let's say this is the last one, 15. Which one we need to go?
Can you go up?
Okay.
I'll tell you when to stop on
Okay.
each sloka.
Okay. Let me see. I have to go here. Previous. Okay. So this is the 14.
Okay, 1 second. I'm looking if I had that. Okay, I had that. Can you
Yeah.
go? Can you go to the other one?
Previous to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is the previous to that.
Okay. Thank you. 1 second. I'm going to take a picture of that. I don't have that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you please show the translation?
Translation. Sure. Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
You're welcome.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Anybody have any question?
I have a question.
Yes.
You said Brahma created 6 species. Can you name them again? I couldn't write them down.
Brahma created what?
Like aquatic and stuff like
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, okay. So these are like 6 types of bodies. Okay. So one is aquatic, which is like, for example, fish. Second type is the living entity that does not move, means plant and trees. They are also living entity. They do have a soul also. Third type is reptiles like insect, serpent. And fourth type is birds. They fly in the sky, birds. And fifth type is animals, horse, lion, deer, like that. And sixth type is human being. Got it?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
You're welcome.
My second question is, when are we going to start the Kahoot?
Yeah, now as soon as we over with questions, we'll start Kahoot game, okay?
Thank you, Krishna. Pratyush, please go ahead. Please unmute yourself.
Prabhu, so you said that, so does Krishna adapt? Like, does he like sometimes adapt like the 3 modes of nature?
Yeah, it's the 3 modes of nature. What it is that Krishna in his expansion. So we will learn that also toward the end of this chapter and more in 3 chapter. Like Krishna assumes It's called qualitative. Qualitative means incarnation. Means he accepts the mode of passion and becomes Brahma. When he accepts the mode of ignorance, becomes Lord Shiva.
So he accepts the mode and turns into that person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Pratish. The next one is, do you have any question? I see your name.
Yes, I have one last question. So when we like die and we don't reach our goal, the human goal, to hear about God and love God, do we turn into like an animal or something when we die?
Yeah.
Does
So
the soul come
yeah.
to the animal to new body?
Okay, very nice question. So you're saying that if we are following this process, but we will not achieve our goal, what will happen, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So, so what happened? Yeah. If we start
so
this
will
process,
the soul come to the
yeah, if we begin this process and we will not get our goal in this life, then Lord says that Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yogo Brasto Bijayate. Then we will get a good birth in human society where you have an ample opportunity to start your spiritual practice again. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe means those who are pure devotees, you will born in those houses. Okay? So you will have an opportunity to begin. So that's why you will find some people, even when they're born, from the very beginning, they are spiritual because they may have, in previous life, they have done. Some people know music in the very early age also, right? Why? So, not all of them, So that is because they carry that karma of previous life. You see? Okay.
Okay, so will the soul come to the new body in the same house?
No, not in the same house. You will not
Okay,
come the same
but
house.
will the soul come to the new body like the animal?
What is the question?
So will the soul come to the new body like the animal
Yeah, soul.
according
Yeah,
to the
soul
karma?
enters into that body. Whatever we are worth for after death, there is a judgment, right? Depending on our karma. So based on that, whatever activity you may go to elephant body, you may go to tiger body, deer body, insect body, or human body, or demigod body. It all depends on your karma. Got it?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, you're welcome.
I have question.
Okay.
Jisha, can we took your question by tomorrow if you don't mind because we have to time up to play Kahoot game also.
It will just take
Yeah.
1 minute.
Can you can join early tomorrow, maybe,
Okay, go ahead. You, Prabhuji, she has a question. Okay, go ahead.
So for every human being this happens, even for the people who don't know this will happen.
Yeah, because people don't know, that doesn't make that it will not happen to them. For example, I'll give you an example. For example, fire, right? So fire burns, whether adult touches or children touches it. The children may not know that fire will burn, but fire will not, he will burn children as well. He may not know that fire will burn him when he touches it, right? So it doesn't matter whether you know or not. The reaction would be there. Got it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
So it's now is the time to play Kahoot game. Everybody see my screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Yes. Mataji.
Mataji.
So the The pin is 6157758. Game pin is 6157758. Is everybody is in?
No, we still have two people that aren't in yet. We're ready now.
Okay. So all the best kids. Now we have to start our public game. Now, question number 1 is, what are 3 phases of absolute Brahmana, Paramatma, Bhagwan, Brahman? What are the 3 phases of absolute truth? I think
It's Brahman, right? Absolute Brahman.
Yeah, I thought it was Brahman.
That's Brahman, not
Yeah.
Brahman. Brahman,
Brahman.
master, right?
kids, actually the problem is who upload the questions, the correct answer is Brahman, Bhagwan and Paramatma. It's the correct answer, but they by mistake did for 3 options they selected by correct. So I think it's so Prabhuji, can you explain for this question? Hare Krishna.
Second. Yes, yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji might be जिन्होंने क्वेश्चन लिखा है वो कुछ गलत कर दिया, so आप प्लीज इसको थोड़ा सा क्लियर करें.
What are the 3 phases of the absolute truth? All these 3 are correct. Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. Not Brahman. It's Brahman.
Yeah,
Brahman.
Brahman.
It's Brahman, not Brahman. Okay. So the correct answer is the blue, this yellow, and whatever this color is. Brahman. Yeah. You can see my arrow?
No, Prabhuji, it's my screen.
Oh, okay. So the blue and below blue and then yellow, these 3 are correct answer.
So sorry kids for this time.
So they have to check all these 3, blue, even the second one here, or I would say diamond shape, circle shape, and square shape. These are the 3 correct answer.
Prabhuji, I got those same answers. I got the blue one, the green one, and the yellow one.
Okay.
Okay, so that is correct.
I talked.
Yeah, the Brahman is not correct.
So the first rank, Rishabh got first, Rishabh got second, Nehashri third, Jen fourth, and Ramachandra. Why is it 0? I don't know. Ramachandra got 0 marks. Why is it happened? Ramachandra? Ramachandra, are you there? Okay, we go for
Yes,
next
Mataji.
question. I don't know why your score is show as a 0. So we will uh, uh, go for end of the quiz. Okay. Okay. So the next question is how one can realize absolute truth? By rendering service of parents, by rendering service to friends, by rendering devotional service to Krishna. So all kids give correct answer. Good job, kids. By rendering devotional service to Krishna. So we go to next question. So Neha Shri, good job. You got a second rank now. So we go next quiz. How many types of human beings are there? 5, 4, 3, 6. How many types of human beings are there?
I'm using it on 2 devices. Oh, I'm doing 2 devices.
Yeah, it's a 4 types of human beings are there. So the score is Trisha got up. Now Rishabh is second. Jin is third. Neha Shri fourth. And up 6 places, Keshav is the highest climber. Good job, Keshav. So now we move on. Next question. Name of 4 types of human beings. Karmis, Jnanis, Yogis, and non-devotees. Karmis, Jnanis, Yogis, and Shudras. Karmis, Jnanis, Yogis, and devotees. Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Name the 4 types of human beings. So it's a Karmis, Jnanis, Yogis, and devotees. So 12 students give correct answer. Good job, kids. So now the score is Jin is going first rank and Ella is the highest climber. Good job, Ella. So now we have moved to next question. Name the type of 4 varnas. Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, and non-devotees. Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Brahmins, Kshatriyas, non-devotees, and
I'm
Shudras.
doing it on 2 devices.
Name the type of 4 varnas. So all kids gave a correct answer. It's a Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Good job, kids. So we will now move to score, and the score is Keshav got 5th rank, and Jin has the highest answer streak of 5th. Good job, Jin. Now we move to next question. It's a name the types of 4 ashrams. Brahmacharya, Grasta, Devotee, and Sannyasi. Brahmacharya, Kshatriya, Vanprastha, and Sannyasi. Brahmacharya, Grasta, Vanprastha, and Sannyasi. Name the types of 4 ashrams. It's a Brahmacharya, Kshatriya, Vanprastha, and Sannyasi.
No, it's Grahastha Mataji, not Kshatriya.
That's Grihastha.
Yeah, it's Grahastha.
Yeah.
It's Grihastha. Why is Shastra? What is that?
Why is it Kshatriya's mother?
Yes, Ramachandra, you are correct. So I talked to Mataji who feeds the answer from here. So I talked to her, and we will. I will check by tomorrow. I will check by tomorrow. Sorry about this question. So now we have to move to next. So Trisha got up. Combo breaker. 3 players just dropped their answer streak of 4. Yeah, I apologize for this time. So now we have to move to next question. What are the 4 processes of realizing Lord? Hearing, glorifying, remembering, and smaranam. Hearing, smaranam, remembering, and padasevanam. Hearing, glorifying, remembering, and worshipping. What are the 4 processes of realizing Lord? job. 12 kids gave a correct answer. So now the score is Nehashri got up. Good job, Nehashri. And Trisha is back with an answer streak of 3. Good job, Trisha. So now we go to last question. How one can remove the karmic reactions? By remembering devotees, by remembering Krishna, by remembering non-devotees. How one can remove the karmic reactions? By remembering Krishna. 17 kids gave a correct answer. Good job, kids. Now the score, we finished our Kahoot game here. And the third position is Jane. Second is Nehashri. And first is Trisha. Good job, Trisha. And runner-up is Mishi and okay, so now we go to score. So here is full report. Does anybody have any question?
Mataji, where I am?
14. Govinda, you are here. You are on 14th rank and 63%. One answer you didn't give. And your score is 3,666. Good job, Govinda. Is anybody have any question regarding the report?
Where's I?
What is your name? I can't hear. What is your name?
Nothing.
No. Here. You got a 6th rank, 75%. Your score is 4,715.
What is mine?
What is your name, please?
Isya.
Here you got a first rank, 88%. Your final score is 6,462. Good job this year. So I stop my screen share here, and I really apologize for 2 questions today. So tomorrow I will recheck the questions. So we will play again tomorrow. So sorry for today, kids. Prabhuji, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. So today 2 answer mistake by some other devotees. So I will check by tomorrow.
Okay.
So should we wind up our call, Prabhuji?
I can hear you, Mataji.
I'm saying, Prabhuji, should we wind up our call?
Yes, yes, yes. We should. If they don't have any questions, we should end the class here. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavi,
vaishnavebhyo namo